and welcome to the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel. My name is Kayla and this is my channel where I share all about my making adventures. Today is Monday, August 25th. It is 10:30 in the morning and I just thought I finished mopping and picked up some groceries and I thought let's go ahead and record a video today. I want to catch you guys up on what I have been working on. I did start a new project and I finished a pair of socks. So thought it was a good day to catch up with y'all. All right, got all the projects here. I hope that you guys had a good weekend. I hope that you're doing well. Before I dive into what I have been working on, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady, and I will have links in the description box for this video for everywhere that you can find me, as well as links to my Ravelry project pages. That is going to have details as far as patterns, needles, size used, yarn used, any notes for any changes that I've made. All of that is going to be on those project pages. And then I will also link any shops that I talk about in the description box. Okay, so finished objects. It's still in here. I have not even taken it out of the bag yet. So I got to clean that up today and get pictures of these. But I did finish a pair of socks. This is, oh, I did not look to see what pair number this would be, but I think looking at my show notes from last week that this will be pair 41 for the year. Pretty sure. So pair 41 for the year. These are for one of my sons, and this is using the Yarnable colorway for August, the full skein, and then the 50-gram coordinating skein also. These turned out so nice. So for these I used 9-inch circulars. US 0 2mm is what I use for my 9-inch because my gauge is a little looser on them. I did just my vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. Knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff for 25 rounds. I think for these I did 60 rounds for the leg, and I did use the 50-gram coordinating for the cuff, heel, and toe. So I have a good bit left because I had a full skein of this and then 50 grams of the coordinating. So even with making these for one of my kids, with, you know, their feet being larger, I still have a good bit of this yarn left over. I don't think there was anything to say about those. I did cast on 64 stitches for those. I always get a lot of questions about men's sizing for socks, and for the men in my life, I think there's a few that I've done 72 stitches for when they've been for a gift. But other than that, I always do 64 stitches. I don't have like a specific men's sock pattern. You can use any of my sock patterns, vanilla or otherwise, for male or female. Yeah. I use 64 stitches for all the men that live in my household, so that works just fine. All right. Let's see, I have 2 other pairs of socks, and then I did start a hat. So let's talk about the hat. So this is my new cast on. It's in a bag from 3 by the Sea Designs. And if you guys have not checked out, this is from a previous year, but if you have not checked out their fall release, I'm not sure if it's already been released or when it is releasing, but the stuff that they're posting for their fall release is beautiful. So if you don't already follow them, head over and check them out because they have gorgeous yarn, bags, progress keepers, you name it, they've got it, and they're all very, very pretty. All right, the yarn, dropped my stitch marker. Why did I not... Had I not knit a stitch? That's very strange. Okay, let's knit a few stitches so that does not fall off again. All right, so I did start a Musselburgh hat, and that is a pattern by Ysolda Teague. I have knit this so many times, and I love it every single time. This one I decided, I pulled out some fall yarns. I have a few sitting over here too that I want to cast on this fall that I pulled out, but this one is Mama Jess Knits. Why does this not want to focus? There we go. And the colorway is Fog on the Mountain. Fingering weight yarn. Here it is. is caked up. So beautiful. And then I actually have, so that I'm using this for the hat, but then I'm hoping, I think I'm doing an adult medium. And I feel like when I do an adult medium, I usually have a little bit left. So I'm hoping I have enough left to get like a heel or something out of it. And I have Mama Jess Knits Fall Leaves mini set. And these look like they will go great together. So I'm hoping I'll have a little bit of this left. I'm going to try to work it out so that I do. And then use whatever is left with these for some socks is the plan. So that's one of the things I pulled out also. But here's where I'm at on the hat. I have the increases done. So I've talked previously, but I know when I posted that I had started this, I had a ton of questions about how I start this hat. I just cast on the amount of starting stitches in the pattern using a German twisted cast on, and then split for magic loop. And I've not wove the end in yet. So you can see there is a tiny little hole there right now, but I have my starting tail right here. So I will just weave that in a little bit around that hole and tighten that up, and it will close that gap up, and that's what I do. And I do the increases on magic loop, then switch over to 16-inch circulars and knit the body of the hat on 16-inch, and then switch back to the magic loop. I use a 40-inch. So I switch back to magic loop for the decreases, and that's how I do mine. But yeah, I've messed with the different cast-ons in the past. I've tried a bunch of different ones. This works just fine. You close it up on the inside. You do not know that you have done it any other way, and it's fine. That's how I start mine. I'm using a US 2.5 3mm for mine. That's what I always do my muscle burrs hat out of. I think I've only ever done fingering weight, so you know that would change if I was using different weights of yarn, but pretty sure I've only ever used fingering weight for those. I also have 2 socks going. So this one is in a bag from Midwest Stitches. I have one of these done. This is using my heel toe do-si-do pattern, which is still discounted, no code needed, it's just automatically applied. It's discounted for being the pattern of the month this month for August, so you can get that for just a few more days. But here is the first one. The yarn that I'm using is Tia's Terrific Threads. Art School is the colorway. Her self-striping yarn is amazing. I am currently on the heel of the second sock. I'll show you what the pattern looks like on the front, but there is the back just stockinette, and then you can see I am on the heel. And then here is the front, so you can see that chevron pattern. Doing 9-inch circulars, 25 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff, and I've done 60 rounds for the leg. Using all my markers. I've had a lot of questions about those recently as well. I use those to count my rounds, and then I move them over onto the second sock as I'm knitting that. And I place a marker every 10 rounds. I do have a video tutorial here on YouTube under the tutorial playlist that shows how and why I do that. So you can find that over there. My last project, so kind of a quick catch up today, but I was so excited that I had finished a pair of socks and started a new hat that I wanted to do a little video with y'all. But my last project that I'm working on is the Woolen Women Fibers project, the socks that I'm working on with the latest box, and their next box, I will have a link for them down below. The pre-orders for this one have closed. Their next box, the pre-orders, I believe are open until September 23rd. It's beautiful and I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. So head over, check the link out. I don't have mine yet to show you, but I think you're gonna love it as well. So I will have them linked down below. But yes, pre-orders for this one have already closed. This was the vintage Halloween box. I love this fabric and I love the yarn. I am still on the first sock. Here's the tag for the yarn. I have the sock set, so I do have a mini with it. And this is for one of my sons as well. So I did 64 stitches. If you've been around for a while, you know I typically, if I'm making these socks for me or for my mother-in-law or you know one of my sisters, a friend or something, out of Wool & Woman yarns, I will go down to a size small. But for these, I've kept it a size medium because I think that'll fit this kiddo the best. I say kiddo. They're not really like tiny little kids anymore, but for my son. But yes, so 64 stitches doing my vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. Here is what it is looking like so far. Did the heel in the orange. I might do the toe as well. I'm not decided yet, but I still have a bit to go. Got my markers there. I have not added markers here. I need to add those in. This has been my treadmill project. So while I'm walking on the treadmill in the mornings, I have been working on these socks. But this yarn is so beautiful and it has just made me in the mood even more for fall. It is only 64 right now and the high is only 73. So it's feeling like fall this morning for sure. But yes, really enjoying this one. 25 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff and 70 rounds for the leg, I think. 70 rounds for the leg, yes. I think that's it for what I've been working on. I'll show you the other yarn that I pulled out. This, I saw this, and this is one of my oldest skeins of indie dyed fingering weight yarn. And I don't know why I've not knitted up yet. And I kind of thought I might do a muscle burra hat with it, but then I was like, oh no, I think just socks. I'm undecided. But I do plan on knitting this up this fall, whether I do a muscle burra hat or I do socks. You guys can help me decide. If you want to comment down below and let me know what you think I should do with this skein of yarn. And then maybe I can make up my mind and finally knit this up. I have had this, like I said, it's one of my oldest. So this is the Woolen Homestead. And the colorway is, my favorite color is October. And I do not even think that she dyes yarn anymore. So this is like a treasured skein of yarn. If someone knows if she still dyes yarn, let me know. But I do not think that she is dyeing yarn anymore. I haven't seen anything from her in a while. So let me know if you know if she's still dyeing yarn, and let me know what I should do with this. Should it be socks? Should it be a hat? I don't know how it will work up in a muscle burra hat. And I don't typically like mind. I just let the yarn do its thing, but I don't know. That's what's got me like undecided on which one I would like to do. But I love this, and when I saw it, when I went through my yarn not too terribly long ago, I tried to sort all of my fingering weight yarn out to like fall and Halloween, Christmas, 4th of July, just different holidays or seasons, so that it would be easy to go find. Like right now I'm in the mood for some fall sock yarn and different things. So that was easy for me to go to the cubbies that I know have that yarn, pull those out, take a look, decide what I want to cast on. So when I saw this, I thought, goodness, I think every year I'm like, this is the year I'm going to knit that up. And then I don't end up doing it because it's such a treasured skein of yarn. I'm like, it's just sitting here in my cubby. So let's work this up. So now I just need to decide what I'm going to do with it. Can't make up my mind. But I think that's kind of all that I have for today. Like I said, a quick little episode to catch y'all up. I did finish reading The Tenant by Frida McFadden. Loved it like I do all of her books. There's not been one by her that I've not enjoyed so far. And I think that is like catches me up with all of the ones that she has out. I think I need to go back through and look because I know I missed a few releases, so I might not be caught up yet. There might be another one. But then I had already downloaded Layla by Colleen Hoover, so I started that. And I absolutely loved Verity by her. That is one of the craziest books that I have ever read. Just one that the twists and it just blows your mind, that book. So this one I'm feeling like is following that same thing where I don't know what's going on. And I feel like it's gonna be similar to Verity as far as mind-blowing, but we will see. Don't spoil anything for me if you've read this one already. I am really enjoying it, but I'm not far. I think I'm only like 25% is what my Kindle said last night, I think. So I'm not far on that one yet, but enjoying it. We are still watching The Office, and we were watching Dexter Resurrection when new episodes of that come out. Aside from that, that's kind of it. We watched the NASCAR race over the weekend. Well, I watched part of it. I could not stay awake, but that's kind of all that has been going on around here. So I hope that you all are doing well. I hope to be back next week, maybe with a regular episode. If not, the following week. I will see y'all. But until then, hope you get a lot of knitting done. Happy making, and God bless you. Bye.